outside and smoking a cigar, so I hope the quality is good. I wasn't able to bring my original mic setup and laptop outside, but let's hope this works. Let's hope this works and the sound quality is good. As you can see, here I have my cigar, which I'm gonna smoke. I have my matches, my lighter, my cutter, a glass of camel tea, and my glass with a slice of lemon in it. This is my favorite combination of smoking a cigar. Let me pour in some water. All of a sudden, the whole neighborhood. So now that the people are not yelling with their kids, let me start. Like I said, first of all, I would like to apologize that I wasn't making videos for a long time, and that's because I had personal issues with stuff I don't really want to talk about in an ASMR video, but those are the main reasons. I'm gonna cut the cigar. This is how I like to do it, like just a little piece, one swoop, and then like brush a bit off. So it's something like this, and then it's a rainy day. Maybe I'll show you the scenery a bit later, but it's pretty rainy. The way I like to light my cigar is by first toasting it. So you make sure that the cigar gets used to the heat. I usually also have my, like, what's that one called? Like my jet fuel lighter, but my wife took that one. And now I have the soft flame lighters. As you can see, after it starts to be used to the flame, I take it, put it in my mouth, and finish it by lighting it with the matches. And while I'm lighting it, I keep rotating it. So that's it. So that is an even light. That it's evenly lit. I'm sorry, my English is, after all these weeks, a little bit broken. This cigar is, when compared to the price, one of my favorites. It's like €3.20. And after it has been aged for a while, it's creamy, soft to the mouth and nose, and it's very flowery, which is very different from what I'm used to smoking, because I usually go for the Maduro cigars. As you can see, it's raining pretty heavily. Let's see if I can show you a bit of the scenery. just came out of the shower because I went to the shopping mall. Like, uh, I had to buy some fruit and kitchen towels, paper towels. But yeah, I didn't bring an umbrella, and I went walking because my wife, she's at her mother, and they are at like what's it called? Camping. It's like a little house, like a trailer with 3 or 4 rooms and a kitchen and a living room. They go there for the past like 30 years, and it's like a nice small vacation to relax with a lot of nature around you. And yeah, they're enjoying, but she took like a couple of cigars and a lighter and a cutter and stuff like that. Once in a blue moon, cigars tend to taste weird because they're not properly aged, or I don't know, something just went wrong. Because a lot of times when I buy a premium cigar, the cigar my wife smokes, if they're identical, like the same brand, same everything, sometimes what happens is that my cigar tends to taste different than my wife's cigar. Now, I don't know what the reason for that is, because I tend to age them in the same container in which they are, with the same humidity, but still for some reason, even though they are identical cigars, sometimes they taste different. I would like to know if you guys have any experience with that and what the reason for it could be. Unfortunately, for all the times that I've smoked this Dominico cigar, the draw on it was always good. So yeah, basically, this is my form of meditation. Even when it's raining, it's pretty hot. It's like 18 or 19 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I think, what was it, like times 4 or times 7? I'm not sure. But yeah, so what I do is usually I sit over here with my wife on a chair, and we tend to talk for as long as the cigar is on. And it's a long filler, so when it comes comes to long fillers, it means that the tobacco leaves they used go from here to here, and it's not cut. Like a medium filler is like small pieces of cigar, and then you have those cigars that are just like chopped up pieces of tobacco. That's why you'll know when a cigar is like a long filler, the ashes tend to be longer before they fall off. And that also depends on the quality and the luck you get. I've had cigars like what was it? I think it was what's it called again? Casa Magna cigar. Yeah, that cigar, I had it like ashes like this long. I could have ashed it, but I didn't want to because it looked kinda, yeah, funny, and it was a nice accomplishment to smoke it for like an hour without the ashes falling off. And the good thing with the fact that it's raining outside is that even though the neighborhood is pretty relaxed and there aren't a lot of noises, is like a place where there are a lot of kids and stuff like that. So yeah, this is one of the only chances I will have to record a video. I just hope the quality and the rest is good, and that you like it, of course. I'm waiting for the cigar to open up because for now it's not spicy, but it's a little bit tobacco flavor and not much else. But I'm used to it being more sweet flavored and flowery. Yeah, it's opening up. It's becoming like softer. It's not that spicy anymore. So, the way I like to taste a cigar is first, before I light it, I take a cold draw, what is called a cold draw. And that's basically just taking a hit from the cigar without it being on. And I like to smell the tip of the cigar and like the body of it. After that, I light the cigar, and the first smoke I do it through the mouth instead of the nose because the cigar has to open up at first before you get any real taste of it. So in the first couple of hits, you won't ever really taste the cigar as after it opens up. And that's only a couple of hits. Afterwards, when it has opened, like for instance now, the spice is totally gone and the flavors are coming out, like the smoothness and the flowery notes and the cream. What I do is I take a hit, a really small hit, and I push it through the nose. And while pushing the smoke through the nose, you get a real taste of the body. That's also the only way for me to really taste the cigar. Like if you push the smoke constantly through your mouth, you won't really taste the cigar, in my opinion. It can be a pleasant experience, but you won't really taste the cigar. Also, what I have here is a brush which I use to like put all the ash that comes on the rims over time. I like to put it in the ashtray because I basically don't want ashes in on my cigar or on the side of my cigar. And trust me, after a while, you will notice the flavor in cigars, and it's very mild. Even though I don't like coffee with milk and sugar in it, I only drink my coffee black. This one, for me, has a nice taste of coffee with milk and sugar in it, like cream. And what you want to do is like, you don't want to draw too hard on a cigar. You basically what I learned, you want to draw through the cigar with the same force as you would like draw water in a glass through a straw. Like when you draw water very slowly through a straw, that's the same way you should draw it through a cigar, because you don't want to overheat it. Then the taste will like be not nice. As you can see, for a pretty cheap priced cigar, €3, what, 50, 40, it's burning very nice on the edges. It's burning equally, and the ash is still on it. Like even when I tap, it shouldn't fall. So I'm tapping and it doesn't fall. That's completely different than with a cigarette or anything else. And here is the cap of the cigar. This is the cap. This is the cap that I put on the back of the cigars. And the only thing you want in your ashtray, there are only like 3 things. The cap, the match, maybe some people don't even like to have the band in it, but I also throw like when I pull off the band, I make it small and throw it in the ashtray because it's paper, and the cigar itself. So except for those things, there shouldn't be any plastic or I don't know, whatever some people put the strangest things, like some cigars come with like it's not plastic, but like it looked like plastic, but it's not. But the wrap that comes over the cigar, and they also throw that in the ashtray. I'm really not a big fan of it. There's no place for plastics, bottle caps, gum, or whatever else in an ashtray. That's disrespectful for the art of smoking a cigar and meditating. I mean, I call it meditating because because these are one of the few moments in a day where I can see birds flying, I can see nature in front of me, I can see people, I can and there you go. It fell. And this can happen often. I edit a lot of times that it falls on my clothes or whatever because I'm too I don't know. It shouldn't happen that fast, but for some reason it did. I will take care of this later on. But like I said, these are the times in which I can have a nice conversation with my wife without the TV being on, watching at a computer screen, watching at my phone or whatever. The only thing I do is talk with my wife, look at people outside, nature, birds, cats, dogs, or read a nice book. So yeah, and trust me, this lasts a long time, so there's a lot to talk about and a lot to think about very deeply. What I'll do is I'll smoke it a bit further till the bend and then resume recording, because my position in which I'm sitting and holding the mic of the phone is a bit uncomfortable, so I'll see you in a bit, guys. So, I'm back again. Wait, let me fix this issue. I was maybe away for 5 minutes, but I had to reposition myself. Once again, my apologies for not being or not making a video for too long, so I hope that this extra long first time smoking a cigar makes up for it. Because I had a lot of requests. Yo, Miles Ring, when will you smoke your first cigar, man? You keep showing us these cigars, but when will you smoke one? And I understand that a smoking cigar weed is very nice. I'm a big fan of it also. Smoking cigars also tends to dry my mouth out. Like, it's worse with the Maduro cigars, because they are of course stronger, and Maduro cigars are the darker ones. They're not always stronger, but it's an exception when they are not stronger than a light cigar. Like you have those light colored sun-grown leaves. Those are very strong. I haven't smoked those yet. But yeah, the biggest reason why I smoke cigars outside is because I love the taste of cigars. I really do. But the last thing I want to do is like be in a room in which I constantly inhale the smoke. Like the obvious reason why of course, I'm not that ignorant. I know that when smoking a cigar, there's always a tiny bit, a micro bit of smoke that you do inhale. But the reason why I stopped smoking cigarettes is because those are made for, how should I say it? Of course, for inhaling, but like there are three differences. I mean, the three different types of smoking for me are like cigarettes are for, how do I say this without insulting cigarette smokers? And trust me, I was one for 15 years, so I don't really care what you think about my opinion. When it comes to cigarette smoking, I see it as something lustful, like almost a drug addiction. Like I need it and I need it now, and after half an hour or hour, I will need it again. When it comes to cigars, now let me say, take the second thing. When it comes to pipes, a lot of times I thought about starting to smoke a pipe because that's even less harsh than a cigar on you, because you come in direct contact with the tobacco, and when you smoke a pipe, you don't constantly have your lips in contact with the tobacco. It is something that you constantly have in your mouth. I mean, almost constantly to keep it lit. The reason why I don't smoke tobacco from a pipe is because the biggest difference is that this, what I'm smoking, unless it's flavored, it's 100% pure tobacco, from the outer leaf to the binder to the filler. Everything is 100% pure tobacco. Is it still bad for you? Probably. I mean, there are some tests that show that like smoking 1 to 2 cigars a week is not that damaging as people think. It's still bad for the mouth because it tightens the, what's it called, the blood vessels, the blood veins in the mouth, and it's, of course, if you have smoke for an hour and a half in your mouth, it can never be good. But when it comes to pipe tobacco, it's often mixed with flavored stuff, and I absolutely don't want anything except the tobacco itself. As you can see, it starts to burn a bit crooked, so I'll try. It's easier to fix it with my jet flame, but it's not that hard to do it with a soft flame. The reason why you want to keep it burning equal is because every moment the cigar changes its flavor. So it could be that the flavor here is different than the flavor over here, and you don't want to mix up those two flavors. That's not what a cigar was made for, and that's not the flavor you're chasing. What you can also do when all the tar and stuff, because all the inhaling, not inhaling, but all the pulling of the smoke, there tends to be like not filth, but like dirty gunk that, because of the smoke that's collected over here. What you can do is this. smelled, but you put a flame under it and you blow through it so that all the dirty stuffs like the tar and everything else goes through the cigar pack, and you burn it basically in the flame. And a lot of the times it fixed the flavor of my cigar, and that's always nice. What I do notice now that I'm recording and smoking is that I take a lot more puffs than I usually do. Probably because I don't want a lot of downtime, and I want you to experience the ASMR of cigar puffing. Yeah, I see a nice dog walking with its owner. Oh, I love dogs, but I do believe, and this is a very controversial opinion, but big dogs shouldn't be locked up in a house or an apartment, man. That's when I go to my father in my home country. He has a big garden and a house, and his dogs are not allowed to enter just because of the fact that the natural habitat of a dog is outside. And I absolutely love dogs, and every time I had a dog, he even slept with me in my bed, but they were always those like small dogs, you know. But big dogs, Jesus Christ, the mouth and the body tends to smell really bad when you walk in the rain and get back inside and stuff like that. I still love him though. And what was I saying? Yeah, back to the topic of me not smoking inside, is that I basically don't want to constantly inhale the smoke, you know. If you smoke inside, no matter if you have a window open, a door open, whatever you have open, the smoke will linger and you keep inhaling and exhaling it. And as someone who has smoked cigarettes, it's just even before I stopped smoking cigarettes 3 years ago, I just didn't smoke inside the house because like there's no amount of cleaning or filtering it out that can take out the smell of it. I mean, for example, if you smoke in, some people smoke in the, I don't know, kitchen, some people smoke in the living room. You have even people, trust me, that even smoke in their bedroom. I mean, what are you doing to yourself? Come on. But even if you smoke only in the kitchen, with the window and door open, or in the living room, it's smoke, it will seep through to all the other rooms, and basically your whole house will stink. Everything from the couch you're sitting on through to every piece of material that is susceptible to taking in smells will take in the cigar smoke, the smell of cigars or cigarettes, and I don't even like the smell of cigar smoke. I like the taste of it, of true quality or good cigars. I like the taste of the smoke. But not the smell of it. And especially not in confined rooms. So when I take a puff, I put the cigar down and let the wind take the rest of the smoke away. I even find it annoying when I put a cigar down like this, it comes towards me, and it's pretty annoying. So because of the video, I'm putting it back in the ashtray, but usually I pick it up and hold it up away from me so that the smoke goes with the wind, gone with the wind. Wasn't that a book or something that I have to read? I think it is. Talking about books, I got some nice new books. I got one book that's like classified as a self-help book. It's called Atomic Habits. I'm already past half of it and I've read it for like 3 or 4 days. But it is a book you shouldn't like read in 3 or 4 days. It's like you have a lot of chapters and you should read like one chapter, which is like 4 or 5 pages, and you should like think about it a couple of hours, couple of days, just to imprint it in your head. But what I usually do with those self-help books is I read it from start to finish pretty fast, not really, but and afterwards I take my time to take notes, to remember the most important stuff that I think will help me in my life. Another book I said I was gonna read, and I bought it like 2-3 years ago, but I didn't read yet, is 1984 by George Orwell. Guys, what a brilliant book. What a brilliant book. I'm not gonna talk about it because, trust me, you really want to read that book. If you're a book reader. And my advice for every man is always to read books, man. Be happy that you live in an age where you are able to read. Like, think about it. A couple of decades or a couple of 100 years ago, the largest portion of the world wasn't even in the position to learn how to read or write. There are still people on earth that aren't literate. Sorry, Jesus Christ. But reading and working out, especially working out, but that's another subject. Reading really changes, really changes how you think and see the world, and I don't know. In my opinion, it should be mandatory for everyone to read at least 1 to 3, 4 books a year. But, and here is the but, only great literature and self-help books, and how you differentiate which book is good and which not. I don't know, what I usually do is like look at what, and I am a fan of all literature, like the people that are proven, that are literally proven to be good writers. I bought a book like from George Orwell, the 2 books, like Animal Farm and 1984. Animal Farm I read is like, I don't know, what was it, 60 pages or something, a really nice book. And I haven't gotten into the American literature yet really, but I have I'm buying a book of Leo Tolstoy, War and Peace. I have a book, and I'm gonna buy the whole collection of Fyodor Dostoevsky, a Russian writer. shows in the psychology of the man, which is really nice. And the nicest thing about reading books, I'm not the biggest fan of movies and series and stuff like that, but there is no producer or filmmaker that can make a movie nicer and better than you can in your own head after reading a book and while reading a book. There isn't a movie on earth that I've think about more, or a scene in a movie that I've thought about more than a scene from a book, which captivates me like literally for days. If you ever want, just ask me in the comments and I'll give you a list of books I recommend. Same goes for self-help books. There are literally thousands of self-help books. And to be honest, there's a truth in all of them. But the biggest mistake people make is that they're very good in theory, but they're very bad in practice. You can know everything and pinpoint it to the last comma or point or whatever, but if you don't use your knowledge, you're nothing. You won't come anywhere. And my motto is, even if it's a book, even if it's like a poetry or literature or a self-help book, if there's only one thing that I learned from it, it was worth it. And self-help books tend to have hundreds of things that you can learn from. I also like Greek philosophy, like meditations from Marcus Aurelius, letters from a Stoic, from Seneca. There are so many books that I would want to recommend you, but first thing you need to do is start reading a book. Just, I don't know, go on Amazon, go on Reddit or Google and just I advise you to search for all the literature if you don't want to spend money on books. There's a lot of literature and books that are basically free, like the best books ever written. I mean, there's like excuse me, the book called Metamorphosis from Kafka. It's a really psychological book, like it's literature and it's a fiction book, but it goes so deep in the mind of the human. And it's free. If you have an iPhone, you have I think the app is called Books, and you literally see the book as an icon, and within that you can open it and buy books, but you also have a lot of good literature that is free. Just browse through it and read it. I tend to like physical books, but a lot of books I've read on my tablet because I like also financial books. And the things I've learned from it is that if there's something that you can get it free and get wisdom from it, it's better than paying for the same thing and getting the same wisdom from it. Because you can buy a book for $10, $15, $20, but if the same book is free in an app, then there's no reason you should spend your money on that unless you really find it a good book and you want to have it for I don't know what reason. There are some books I will never read on an ebook, like War and Peace from Leo Tolstoy. That's like 1200 pages. I'd rather have that physical. But yeah, I think every woman and man should read. Reading is really, really good, and imagine this, like, once you start reading, at first you will maybe think, oh, I really don't have the time or want to read it, but like, if you can watch a movie of 3 hours, why can you not read for half an hour? Read for half an hour daily, and trust me, it's like meditating. No phones, no TVs, no computers. You're in your own head, reading and making a movie. And that's like beautiful, so beautiful and good for the mind. Okay, I came to the band, so I'm gonna take this piece off. Like, see here, it's sometimes the reason. Wait, let me take a closer look. This is not going as it's supposed to go, but let me see what I can do. Wow, this is literally the first time that this happened. Okay, I got it. The reason why you usually want to wait and smoke the cigar till the band before you take it off is because the warmth will loosen the glue, and it's a natural based glue. It's like, I don't know, some plant fiber, some plant thing that loosens it up, that sticks it together, and the warmth of the cigar loosens it up so you don't wreck the cigar when taking it off. I usually take 2 fingers and look at the point till where I want to smoke the cigar. You can smoke it till here to the band, you can smoke it till here. If you manage to not burn your fingers, but I find that the longer you smoke the cigar, the more the taste becomes unpleasant, and why would you want to finish with unpleasant taste when the whole cigar was nice? Doesn't make sense. Also, when I smoke, there's a scooter that's delivering food to the neighbors across the water. I hope the sound is not annoying, but I'll try to fix it if I remember. So, I usually also have clothes that I only wear when I smoke cigar. A lot of times, if it's a jacket or something, I tend to leave it out on the balcony so the wind can go through it for a day or two so that the smell goes out. And of course, I wash it also. But yeah, what I wanted to say is reading is very important for the mind. Like, I don't know if you stopped reading and the last time you read a book was like 15, 20 years ago when you were a kid or whatever. Just try and remember how nice it was, the books you did read, if you read any book. And I'm not talking about school books, but literally like nice books. And try to imagine that you can invoke the same feeling you had then, now, but then with other material, like more mature material. books about whatever you like, man. I tend to like books that are about the psychology of humans and stuff like that, and how we think and how we can better ourselves to be a better human. But you can read, I don't know, whatever. If you like soccer, you can read autobiographies of your favorite soccer player. And if you like it, if that gives you satisfaction, like, you can read whatever you want, man. Books about World War One, World War Two, about the medieval times, about Napoleon, the Napoleonic Wars, the kings and queens. I have a book that's called The World. What's I don't know what the exact name is, but like something in the sense of the World Atlas or the Book of the World, something like that. And it starts with the beginning of the human, like what was it, the Neolithic era or something like that. And it goes to the first civilizations, like the first writing, first tablets, like I think it was the Sumerians that came with the first writing. And then it goes from the Sumerians to the Babylonians, Akkadians, the Egyptians, and after that it goes to the Greeks. And I stopped at the Greeks, but I think, if I think about the history of the earth, after the Greeks comes like the Romans, of course. Yeah. After Alexander the Great and the Greek states before that, come the Romans. And after the Romans, after Rome fell apart, you have all the small Visigothic kingdoms and stuff like that. Then the Ottomans came, or were it the Franks? Like, I know the Frankish kingdom was also very strong. After that, the Ottomans, and after like the book goes through history, through the time of history as far as we know it. After that comes like the British Empire, then the German Empire with Hitler and stuff like that. Then after the fall of the German Empire, you have like the Western, like America and the Soviet Union. No, sorry, before that. Yeah, you have World War One, then the World War Two, and the Soviet Union, and then the modern times. But I still have to read it, so I'm not sure if what I'm saying is correct. But it's also nicer than watching a movie, because when you watch a movie, it's not like if you watch a movie of 2-3 hours about World War II that you get the explicit details and you cannot like pause every 5 minutes to think about it or rewatch it. You have to watch the movie to have it, to watch it nicely. You have to watch it in one go. And with a book, you can read one chapter or one sentence or 20 times until you understand it, feel it, and everything like that. Guys, I hope the sound quality will be good. I hope you're happy that I'm back. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, a comment, or if you haven't, a subscription. It would be nice, and it would be a nice motivation to make a video again. I think I'm back, and I'm gonna post a video weekly. I hope that no bad things happen, and if I'm planning to go on a vacation, there's a chance I will make a couple of videos before I post them, so that they still get posted, even when I'm gone. That's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this extra long video, and see you next time. By the way, when you're done smoking a cigar, you don't press it down in the ashtray. That will make an incredible foul smell. What you basically want to do is just lay it in the ashtray, and it will go out on its own after a couple minutes. And that's it. The day after, you can throw it in the garbage can, or you can collect a couple of them and throw them in the garbage right before you throw the garbage out of the house, because the smell will be noticeable. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.